Today's chapter is sound. The first question arises, what is sound? We say sound is the form of energy. Sound is the form of energy produced by vibration. Sound is the form of energy produced by vibration. Can all type of vibration produce sound? Answer is no. Human being can only hear the sound whose frequency lies between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Last year we had done a revision of that. This range, 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz range, is called limits of audibility. Human being can hear only the sound between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. The sound less than 20 Hz also man cannot hear, and above 20,000 Hz also man cannot hear. The sound below 20 Hz is called infrasonic sound, and above 20,000 Hz frequency, that sound is called ultrasonic. Last year we had done a revision of that same. Okay. Next one. What is the difference between ultrasonics and supersonics? Just to know only, ultrasonics are the sound having frequency above 20,000 Hz. Whereas supersonics are the objects which travels faster than sound. Once again I will tell you, ultrasonic is the sound of frequency more than 20,000 Hz. Whereas supersonics are the objects. Supersonics are the objects that travel faster than sound in air. There are some supersonic jets. So their speed is higher than the speed of sound. The speed of sound in air is normally 330, 335, 332, this kind of value. But anything which moves faster than that are called supersonic. Supersonics is the object, whereas ultrasonic is a kind of sound having frequency above 20,000 Hz. We cannot hear. Okay, let us continue then. You can get the YouTube video. Okay, now what are the point of differences between sound and light? We will take a column here, one side I like the sound and one side I like the light. Sound and light. What are the point of differences? We say sound is produced by mechanical vibrations, whereas light is the form of electromagnetic wave. Sound is a mechanical wave, light is an electromagnetic wave. Sound cannot travel through vacuum. In the right side, the light can travel through vacuum. Sound has speed very low in air in comparison to the velocity of light. For example, the speed of sound in air is 330 meters per second, whereas the speed of light in air is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Sound is longitudinal wave, whereas light is a transverse wave. Once again I repeat, the difference between sound and light. Sound is a mechanical wave, it is an electromagnetic wave. Point number 2, it cannot travel through vacuum. Other side that it can travel through vacuum. Point number 3, it is longitudinal in nature, longitudinal in air, it is transverse in nature. Point number 4, its speed in air is comparatively low, that is 330 meters per second, and its speed in air is high, very high, that is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. These are the point of differences. In what respect sound and the light are similar? We said they are both form of energy and waves, and both of them follow the equation. Both light and sound, they follow the equation V is equal to F lambda. This is the equation for both of them. Velocity is equal to frequency into wavelength. When light travels from one medium to the another medium, it is frequency which does not change. Whereas speed changes, or velocity changes, and the wavelength changes. Same way, when sound travels from one medium to the another medium, its frequency does not change, whereas velocity and the wavelength will change. That is applicable for any kind of wave. Okay, now both sound and the light wave can be reflected and can be refracted. Reflection and refraction can take place with both. Sound also will show the properties of reflection and can also show the property of refraction. Both sound and light can show that property. Okay. Now, first topic we have in syllabus is echo. What is an echo? We said the sound heard after reflection. The sound heard after reflection is called an echo. The sound which we hear after reflection from a surface is called an echo. Then, when there are large number of reflecting surfaces, when there is large number of reflecting surfaces, a series of echoes are heard. That means we hear a number of echoes. The series of echoes are called reverberations. Reverberation. The spelling is R-E-V-E-R-B-E-R-A-T-I-O. Reverberation. Reverberation is a series of echoes. Series means a number of echoes heard. We are not getting only one echo, but we are getting a number of echoes in succession. That is called reverberation. Normally, reverberation takes place where in thunder, in cave, and all. There are in the mountain valley. We hear the sound many times of echoes. Like when you shot over there, even the firing sound, you will hear like firing sound not only once, but quite many times you will hear. That is called reverberation. Yeah. Okay. Now, the conditions for hearing distinct echo. Conditions for hearing distinct echo. To hear a clear echo, to understand a clear echo, there should be, this condition must be followed. Condition number one is the minimum time of formation of an echo should be 0.1 second. The minimum time for hearing an echo is 0.1 second. The timing of echo, timing for the sound to go and return back, minimum timing must be 0.1 second. This part we have to learn by heart. The second one, the minimum distance between the source of sound and the reflecting surface. The minimum distance between the source of sound and the reflecting surface should be 17 meter approximately. 17 meter approximately in air. And the third point, the loudness of the sound should be sufficient to produce an audible echo. The loudness of the sound should be sufficient to produce an audible echo. These three conditions must be met. And there is one more condition, but that condition, if you write also okay, if you do that also is okay. We say the height of the reflecting surface, fourth condition, the height of the reflecting surface should be large as compared to the wavelength of sound. So there are four conditions. Once I repeat condition number one, the minimum time of hearing an echo should be 0.1 second. Second condition, the minimum distance between the source and the reflector or reflecting surface should be 17 meter approximately in air. Third condition, the loudness of the sound should be sufficient to produce an audible echo. And the point number 4 is the height of the reflecting surface should be large as compared to the wavelength of sound. These are the 4 conditions for hearing a distinct echo. Echo time, what happens? There will be reflecting surface, sound will travel from one point to another point, hit the surface and again return back like this. Is the distance, this is the source, here it is source and here it is reflecting surface. Reflector we call it a reflecting surface, the sound will go and return. Going distance suppose is d, the coming distance also will be d. The total distance covered by the sound will be 2d. So during echo, during formation of echo, we use the formula v is velocity or speed, that is equal to 2d by t. Distance will become twice distance. This going and coming. That means the distance is twice, double. So echo formula is 2d by t. V equal to 2d by t. What is v? V is the velocity of sound or the speed of sound. What is d? D is the distance of the source and the reflector. One side distance is d, and together distance becomes 2d. The formula is 2d. And what is t? T is the time of hearing and echo. So this is the formula we will be using at the time of echo. But when there is only one side motion, one side travel, so formula becomes only d by t. And echo means always sound will go and reflect that. That means both side motion will always be there. D and plus d is 2d. Echo time we will be using the formula v is equal to 2d by t. So using this formula, normally and generally we find the value of t, because speed of sound in air we know approximately 330, 340. We'll be noting down the time of going and returning back, time of hearing and echo will note down, and we'll calculate the value of d, distance. Then using this formula, we can find the value of d, that is dt by t. This is the formula finding the distance, dt by t. D value, if you make the circle, also become dt divided by 2. What is d? D is the distance between the source and the reflector or reflecting surface. Mainly the principle of echoes are used to find this value, distance between 2 points. Suppose a hill is very far from here, how to know the distance of that hill from this point? So we will be sending echo. We will be sending a kind of sound wave. Sound wave normally for long distance we send ultrasonic sound. We send ultrasonic sound to travel long distance because that will contain large amount of energy. And it does not divert on the way, it does not scatter, it can go very far without getting diverted. It will go, hit the obstacle and return back, and we will note down the timing. After noting down that timing, we can calculate the value of d. For example, suppose we know the speed of sound in air is 330, time of the ultrasonic sound to go and return back, timing is suppose 10 seconds, one example, 10 by 2 will light, then cancel it, it will become 165, this much meter. You can say 1650 meter is the distance between this point and from where the ultrasonic sound was sent and that particular place, the distance of which we want to find from here, from this place. So, principle of echoes are mainly used to find the distance. That distance is for range, we call it ranging. The echoes are used for the purpose of ranging. Ranging means to know the distance between the 2 points. Points distance we are finding, that is called d, or we call it ranging. There are many animals which make use of the principle of echoes for the purpose of ranging. I can give example like bats. Bats, when they fly, they produce ultrasonic sound. That sound will travel and will contain high energy, will hit the obstacle and then return back in the form of echo. Bats can hear and produce both ultrasonic sound. The bats can get the echo and can divert its path using the principle of echo without colliding with the obstacle. Similarly, dolphins also jump out from the surface of water in order to capture oxygen from the atmosphere again dash back into the sea. They also make use of the principle of echoes. We make use of principle of echoes in 2 devices. One is called sonar, one is called radar. Sonar, S-O-N-A-R, sonar. sonar. Sonar, and the other device is radar, where we make use of the principle of echoes. Sonar and radar. Sonar full form is sound navigation and ranging. Sound navigation and ranging. And radar full form is radio detection and ranging. Radio detection and ranging. In sonar, there will be, is a kind of device which is used to find the depth of sea, or in order to catch fish and or to know the depth of fish from the surface of water. So this is mainly used by trawlermen or the fishermen to catch a fish, to know the distance of the fish from the surface of water, how deep the particular obstacle is inside water. So they produce ultrasonic sound and will go down there and return back. They will get the echo of that ultrasonic sound. In radar is the radio detection. Radio waves are used, not the ultrasonic waves, but the radio waves are used. They will go and hit the flying object in the air, maybe aeroplane and all, and return back. Radio waves can even pass through the vacuum. Any object above the atmosphere, at atmospheric level, maybe the aeroplane is above atmosphere. So radio waves can even go through the vacuum. Ultrasonics cannot go because it is a kind of sound. It cannot go. So radio waves can go, hit the obstacle and return back. The question comes, name the waves used in sonar. We say ultrasonic wave. Name the waves used in radar. The answer is radio waves. Radio waves or microwaves. Radio waves and microwaves, the plus point is we can change into image. We can see the image of the object which is flying. So I think most of you know about the radar. Radar is used by the army people in order to locate the aeroplane or anything flying there in the sky. Name two devices which work on the principle of echo. The answer is sonar and radar. Name the waves which I told you already. Sonar uses ultrasonic and radar uses radio waves or microwaves. On what principle do these devices work? We said they work on the principle of echoes. To locate the distance or to find the distance between 2 points. That is the idea. Even the ultrasonic sound is used for the purpose of getting the image of delicate organs of human body, like the image of heart, image of lungs, image of liver and all that. Ultrasonography is done. So the ultrasonic sound can be changed to image easily by a technique called ultrasonography. So, but the principle behind all this is echo. We are making use of the echo. Echo means the reflection of sound. The sound is not only the audible sound, but the sound which we cannot hear, but we can change into image and all that. Ultrasonic sound can also be used for that. Name two animals that make use of the principle of echo. The answer is bats and dolphins. Name two devices, sonar and radar. And during echo time, we use the formula V is equal to 2D by D. And today we are doing this much. So next day we will be continuing with the same topic, and then we will be doing some numericals on that, and then the remaining part of this chapter. This chapter is also short only.